Hi there! Welcome to What is Islam Academy. Let's learn about Islam together.
Why can't the universe just run itself? Why can't nature be enough? Why do I need a personal God who listens, answers, cares? Isn't this just a human invention to feel secure? That's why so many today say, I'm spiritual, not religious. They believe in energy, in a vague cosmic force, but not in a God who knows them personally. But let's ask, can energy replace a conscious, personal creator? A blind force, like gravity, has no mind, no will, no care. It doesn't reward or punish, it doesn't design, it just reacts. But a personal God means the Creator knows you, hears you, guides you. Your life has meaning, not random existence. Without a personal God, the universe may exist, but your soul has no direction. Consider the device in your hand, your smartphone. It's a marvel of engineering. Within its sleek frame lie processors executing billions of calculations per second, and intricate circuit boards channeling electricity with perfect precision. But the hardware is only half the story. It's animated by software, millions of lines of code, a complex language of instructions that form an operating system and run your apps. Now ask yourself a serious question. Would you ever conclude that it just happened? That sand, lightning, and time randomly assembled the silicon and wrote the code? The idea is absurd. We instinctively know that where there is complex design and functional information, there must be a designer, an intelligence. Yet when we turn our gaze from our own technology to the natural world, we find a level of complexity that dwarfs our most advanced creations. Take the blueprint of life itself, DNA. Packed into the nucleus of every cell is a string of code, a digital information system of breathtaking sophistication. This isn't a metaphor, it's a literal chemical code written in a 4-letter alphabet arranged into genes. Precise instructions for building and operating every living thing. The information density of DNA is so vast, it makes our best technology look primitive. Where did this code come from? Information doesn't write itself. This order extends far beyond biology, to the very fabric of the cosmos. Scientists speak of the fine-tuning of the universe. The fundamental constants of physics, the strength of gravity, the charge of an electron, the rate the universe expands, are balanced on a razor's edge. If any of these values were altered by an infinitesimally small amount, the universe would be hostile to life. Stars wouldn't form, planets couldn't exist. The cosmos is not a chaotic accident, it's a life-permitting system of exquisite precision. Some propose this is all the product of random chance. But this is like believing a tornado could sweep through a junkyard and assemble a jumbo jet. The odds are so astronomically improbable as to be functionally zero. Random processes tend towards disorder and decay, a principle known as entropy. They don't build machines, they don't write encyclopedias, and they don't fine-tune universes. Chaos doesn't create harmony, so what does this overwhelming evidence of order, code, and fine-tuning point to? It points to a cause that is itself intelligent, purposeful, and powerful. The intricate code in our DNA implies a master programmer. The fine-tuned laws of physics imply a cosmic lawgiver. This isn't a blind impersonal force. A force doesn't choose or intend. The source of all this order must possess knowledge, wisdom, and will. This is the logical conclusion. The universe is not the product of a mindless accident, but the deliberate act of a personal creator. Let's consider a profound human experience. Your conscience. If the universe is just matter and energy, a blind cosmic accident, why do you feel that internal sting of guilt when you lie? Why does your heart swell with a sense of rightness when you help someone, even at a cost to yourself? Why do we admire selfless sacrifice? Some argue these are just evolutionary tools for social cohesion. But this explanation falls short. It might explain a tendency to cooperate, but it doesn't explain the feeling of the conviction that some actions are objectively right and others are objectively wrong, regardless of their survival benefit. It doesn't explain why we believe cruelty for its own sake is truly evil, not just socially inconvenient. Look at the animal kingdom. A predator hunting its prey is an act of pure, amoral instinct. We don't call a tiger evil for its nature. Animals act on programming. But humans do something radically different. We reflect. We weigh our actions against an internal standard and ask a question no other creature asks. Is this right? This capacity for moral self-judgment separates us. It's not just about higher intelligence, it's a different kind of awareness. We are moral agents living in a universe where we feel the weight of right and wrong, even when no one is watching. This inner voice, your conscience, acts like a moral compass. But a compass is only useful if it points to something real and external, like magnetic north. If our conscience is more than a subjective feeling, it too must point to a real, objective moral standard that exists outside of us. If morality is just invented by societies, then it's entirely relative. Then no one could ever condemn another culture's practices, and there would be no basis for calling anything from genocide to slavery truly evil. But our intuition screams that some things are wrong for all people at all times. This points to a transcendent moral law, and a law requires a lawgiver. A law is the product of a mind, a will, a person. This is why the nature of that lawgiver is critical. If the source of the universe were an impersonal force like gravity, it would be indifferent. An impersonal force has no values. It doesn't care whether you kill or save, cheat or serve. In such a universe, our deepest moral convictions, our longing for justice, our admiration for love, would be meaningless illusions. But your soul knows better. Your deepest intuition tells you that good and evil are real, that love is better than hate, and that justice matters. This deep-seated knowledge only makes sense if the creator of the universe is himself the standard of goodness, a personal being who cares about morality because it is a reflection of his own character. Anthropologists admit every culture worships something. Even isolated tribes pray to a higher being. Where does this instinct come from? If religion were just culture, why would it appear everywhere, even where cultures never met? Deep inside, the human heart knows there is someone above, not just something. This is not a myth, it is fitra, our innate nature, to seek the one who made us. If the creator is personal, he must communicate. Why create us and stay hidden? That is why revelation exists, through prophets, scriptures, guidance, not myths invented by humans, but clear, verifiable messages. The Quran challenges you. Reflect, test, verify, don't follow blindly. A personal God reaches out to you with clarity. Some Buddhists say, there is no personal God, only enlightenment. But look closely, even Buddha himself prayed, sought guidance, and spoke of karma and higher realms. But karma itself raises a question. Who set that law? Who enforces it? Laws do not exist without a lawgiver, so even in systems that deny God, his shadow appears in their teachings. So we arrive at the ultimate question. Why does humanity seem to have this innate need for a personal God? The answer begins by looking within. Because you are not just a collection of atoms, a complex biological machine reacting to stimuli. You are soul, mind, and conscience. Think about your own awareness, your subjective experience of seeing the color red, or feeling the warmth of the sun. Science can map the neural correlates of these experiences, but it cannot explain the experience itself, the what it is like to be you. This is the hard problem of consciousness. This ghost in the machine suggests we are more than just our physical parts. Furthermore, consider your mind's ability to grasp abstract, non-physical realities like logic, justice, and mathematical truths. These concepts don't exist in the physical world, yet our minds can access and utilize them to build civilizations. Where does this capacity for reason, which transcends mere survival, originate? Does it not point to a rational intelligence source behind the cosmos? And what of your conscience, that inner voice that recognizes objective good and evil? We universally condemn cruelty and admire self-sacrifice, even when it offers no evolutionary advantage. This inherent moral compass, this yearning for justice, feels written into our very being. Ascribing it to mere social conditioning falls short. It suggests a moral law and a moral lawgiver. This is why a life without a connection to this source can feel profoundly empty. If we are nothing more than cosmic accidents, then our lives, our loves, and our struggles are ultimately without meaning, destined to be erased by the indifferent passage of time. A vague, impersonal force, be it the universe or some cosmic energy, cannot fill this void. A force is governed by laws. It cannot love you. It cannot hear your hopes or understand your fears. It is indifferent to your existence. But your creator can. The creator proposed by Islam is not a distant, unknowable force, but a personal God who is closer to you than your own jugular vein. That's why Islam calls you to build a relationship with him. To know him through his beautiful names and attributes revealed in the Quran, like Ar-Rahman, the most merciful, and Al-Wadud, the most loving. To talk to him directly, without any intermediary, through prayer and supplication. A conversation with the one who fashioned you and knows your innermost thoughts. And to live for him, aligning your life with a divine purpose that brings fulfillment and peace, not for the sake of vague energies or fleeting worldly praise. So reflect deeply on this. Look at the evidence in the universe and within yourself. Are you truly the product of a blind, accidental process, or are the clues of intricate design, profound consciousness, and an unwavering moral compass pointing you towards a reality of immense care and wisdom? The choice is between a meaningless existence and a purposeful one. Find the one who made you, who knows you, and who loves you, and in doing so, you will find your true self and begin to live the life he always intended for you.